All right, so tonight, Lucy and Lydia are going to get started with our presentation. Take it away, girls.
Good evening, everyone. I'm going to be talking about hearing aids and ways to better aid your hearing, presented by myself, Lucia Espinoza, and Lydia Hernandez. We're both parent guides with Guide by Your Side. There's a hearing aid checklist of what we can do in the morning and at bedtime with our kiddos' hearing aids. In the morning, we check the battery with a hearing aid pick to ensure that it is good. We clean out any dirt and wax from the ear mold. We can listen to the aid with a stethoscope. There's a picture next to it. And we use familiar sounds, the link sounds, e, u, sh, for absence distortions of any sounds. We insert the aid and we ensure the mold is flush with the ear. If not, it may whistle or squeal. If the molds are getting too loose, the aid also may give some feedback. The goal is to wear the hearing aids all waking hours except for when they may get wet and, of course, when our little ones are napping. At bedtime, we remove the aids from the ears, making sure that we remove from the mold and not pulling on the tube because it will rip and then the sound will escape and will give you some feedback. We open the battery door to make sure it's off, and we place in a dry aid kit or dry and store every night or right after they get wet so they all the moisture can get out. Note that the color of the crystals, when they are brand new, they will be orange. Once they're old, they will turn into a light orange, and you either need to reactivate them or you need to insert new crystals in the kit. Some tips for hearing aid care. You remove the ear molds from the hearing aids and wash them once a month. You can use warm water and hand soap. You rinse them thoroughly and let them dry overnight. In the morning, you can use an ear mold blower to blow out any remaining water before you put them on and inserting them back on the hearing aid. And make sure that you're blowing down so it doesn't go up. You can do this more than once a month if you see that the hearing aid, the part that goes in the ear, is starting to get yellow or there's a lot of waxy buildup. You can definitely do that more than once. Be aware that moisture and humidity can damage hearing aids, so use the dry aid kits as often in the summer or in high humidity regions. And be aware that batteries are poisonous. Keep out of reach of young children and pets, and if unswallowed, please do call the toll-free poison control hotline at 1-800-222-1222. Some tips and tricks for the hearing aids. Keeping hearing aids on infants and young children can be a challenge. A child may take the hearing aids off or they may not stay on the child's ears. Infants are actively finding out about their world and may remove hearing aids as part of the learning experience. Toddlers may remove hearing aids as part of exploring their environment and may even attempt to take them apart. So I found this cute little picture online to do the math. If a child only uses the hearing aids only at school, so there's a little equation there. If they only use them for 16 waking hours per day times 365 days, and they calculate that over 18 years, if they only use them for during school, they're only using them 13.36% of the time. So most language is learned by interaction and overhearing. With the use of hearing aids in school only, the child misses over 85% of opportunities to learn incidental language, new vocabulary, and social language. So is it fair to expect our children to learn at the same pace as age peers with less than 15% of exposure to life language information? So that's why we have to make sure our kiddos are wearing the hearing aids or devices at all times. Here are some of the devices that I found to retain hearing aids. The first one is ear gear. That's one of my favorites. It's a spandex sleeve that slips over the hearing device. It has a stretchy cord and a plastic locking clip. There's many colors, and for the older kiddos, if you don't need the cord, they come cordless, and they're also available for hearing aids, cochlear implants, even the rondos and Baha. Some cons to the ear gear are it is difficult to install since you do have to remove the mold from the hearing aid, and you have to reattach it. The second one is for our younger ones. The caps, they cover the hearing devices, securing them from busy hands or yanking fingers. It discourages toddlers from yanking on the hearing aids. They are washable and durable. Some of them do have long ties enough to cross in front of neck and a tie behind, and others have a mesh side panels and fasten securely under the chin. They also come in lots of colors, and you can also use them with hearing aids, cochlear implants, and Baha. Some cons are they are warm for summer or southern climates. So maybe in the summertime in Chicago, those might be a little bit difficult for the kiddos to keep on. The third one is Safe and Sound. It's a plastic loop that slips over hearing device, and it has a poly cotton cord and metal alligator clip. They're easy to install. One size does fit all hearing aids and cochlear implant models. There's a flexible cord that comes in many different colors also. And once again, they can also be used with hearing aids, cochlear implants, and Bahas, and these can also be attached to the eyeglasses if the kiddo wears glasses. Some of the cons are it's non-stretch cord, so one size loop may not tightly fit all hearing instruments, and the alligator clip has nickel content and can be have an allergic reaction. The fourth is some wig or toupee tape. This tape specifically made for use on the skin, attaches to both hearing device and skin. Most must replace the tape on a regular basis to maintain security. It's just like regular tape. The more you use it, the less sticky it is. It's a good short-term strategy. The tape does not require much of a tug to remove the hearing aid, but it is helpful in preventing dislodging when child is starting to use his hands to explore or when the device is large or heavy for the child's ears. I've seen this a lot when kiddos transition from the cochlear implant wearing the mold to just over the ear. Since sometimes the implant is a little too heavy for them, they wear the toupee tape just to keep it on securely. Some of the cons of the tape, it discourages the child from pulling the hearing aid off due to possible discomfort when removed by the child or by the parent, and child could learn to shy away from hearing aid because it is not comfortable when it is removed. And if used frequently, tape can become expensive. And the last one that I found was the Odo Critter clips. It's a plastic loop security system with polycotton cord and metal alligator type clip. The models that attach to one or two hearing devices. It is a low cost, easy to install, and also a one-size-fits-all hearing aid models and implants. Some of the cons, it breaks easily, not very durable. Cute animals can come off and be swallowed. The security level varies due to one size fitting for all hearing instruments. The alligator clip has sharp teeth and may pinch child's skin. And this one also has nickel content, which can cause an allergic reaction. My favorite is the ear gear. It does come in a lot of colors, and I don't know, it's just my favorite. Some accessories that I found, once again, ear gear. They're colorful, water-resistant covers, which can be attached to clothing with a clip, or for the older kiddos without a clip or string. There's a picture there that shows one without the clip. You can also wash those once they get very sweaty. There's the Silkaware bonnets, the unique and custom-made bonnets for young children who wear hearing equipment. And of course, you can go on Etsy.com where you can find tons of stickers that you can put on the actual hearing aid, little clips that go over the mold. You can find caps, headbands. You can change the tubes to different colors, different cords, and much, much more. I'll be passing it over to Lydia.
Thank you, Lucy. Hi, everyone. This is Lydia. I'll be discussing the optimal listening environments for both home and the classroom. These are some of the listening environments in the home. So some of the poor acoustics as opposed to and good acoustics. Hard surfaces are not good. Soft surfaces are better. When you have floors covered in tiles or stone, marble, granite, it's not helpful. Instead, you can use carpets, area rugs, cushions, and the thicker the better. Wooden, metal, or plastic chairs, pews or benches, again, not good. Instead, you can use armchairs, upholstered seating, or cushions again. Curtains and blinds are best for windows as opposed to having bare windows. Tablecloths, placemats, and coasters are always best. And having books, pictures, posters, or even plants throughout the house will actually be better, and it'll keep the sound contained within the room. So just having more things on the walls and floors as opposed to having an empty space is obviously a lot better for optimal listening. These are some tips for a quieter home. Some of these are pretty basic, but sometimes we tend to forget. Keep the TV, video games, and music at a low volume. You use the lowest volume that allows you to still hear clearly. If someone in the room has trouble hearing, try turning on the TV captioning or subtitles rather than turning up the volume. And this is definitely very useful. We started using this in our home, and it's definitely a lot better instead of raising the volume. We find that it actually helps having it at a regular, steady volume and having the caption on. You can also create ways to reduce the noise of chores. So keep the doors closed between your kids and any appliances in use, such as a vacuum cleaner or equipment in a workshop or laundry room. Buy quiet toys. Use toys with volume controls and use only the lowest volume setting. This one I didn't know about, but there are ratings when buying appliances. Certain appliances such as fans, range hoods, or dishwashers have a noise rating. So you can actually ask to see which, they're given in something called zones, and the lower the zone number, the quieter the unit. And I never knew that again, so that's something to definitely keep in mind if you're ever in need of purchasing a new appliance. These are some more tips. You limit the number of noises going on at one time. So try to use just one noisy item at a time, such as the TV, the hair dryer, the vacuum, or power tools. Keeping the outdoor noises out. Close the windows and doors when you hear outdoor sounds like leaf blowers, lawnmowers, power tools, and sirens. And this, again, it helps throughout the house. So even if your child is upstairs and you keep the living room or dining room windows open, it certainly helps by keeping the windows closed, even though your child may not be in that particular area of the house. Put earplugs or earmuffs where they are most likely to be needed. Store them near a lawnmower, tractor, or any noisy item that you feel earmuffs or earplugs would be put to use. Put red stickers on objects that can reach unsafe sound levels. Remind your family members that a sticker means that they should use hearing protectors or limit the time that they are around these objects. These are tips for a quieter classroom. Obviously provide preferential seating. Have the child seated away from any noise conditions. Again, improve the acoustic quality in the classroom so you can do any of the things that I mentioned for the home can also be applied for the classroom. So using chairs, using rugs, carpeting, obviously it will be a lot better for the noise to keep contained. Provide lecture notes prior to the lessons. Provide an FM system. Complement verbal explanations with visual cues. Use pictures, graphs, other illustrations, and this can be helpful in reinforcing auditory information. Gain the student's attention before speaking. Make sure you call the child's name or signal to the child. Make sure that you have the child's attention. Eye contact before speaking. Stand close and keep still when speaking. So instead of walking around, pacing back and forth, best to stand still in one spot. Speak in a clear and audible tone of voice. Make sure you speak slowly, use simple words and sentences to the child, and gesturing may also be helpful. Give clear instructions, use simple sentences, and make all instructions clear and concise, and check for understanding. Make sure that the child understands what is being said. Observe facial expression and ask the child to rephrase or repeat given instructions. And last, allow the child some time before responding to your question. Patience. I was looking around and I found these apps that may be helpful in the classroom. There are 4 apps that I found: 2 Noisy Pro, Noise Hunter, Noisy, and Sound Meter. And again, these are all apps that you can use in the classroom to measure the background noise. There are some sources that where I found the information. And are there any questions for either me or Lucy?
Yes, hello, this is Anita. And I was wondering because, yeah, in regards to the kids and the background sound in the classroom, also inform the teacher about other noises, like when the kids are responding and if it's very noisy, like the young kids, they sometimes tend not to keep their attention, but how can we tell the kids not to be scared of school, and so explain to the teacher to do those things to the kids for the better experience for the child. Sometimes with the hearing aid, they get to hear a lot of background noise, and how can we inform actually the teacher to help them in that regard?
Hi, Anita, this is Lydia. So your best bet is to obviously at the beginning of the school year have a meeting with the teacher and maybe remind the teacher throughout the school year. I've actually found myself doing that with my daughter as well. And sometimes I think it's easy for teachers to forget, especially in the classroom where maybe your child is the only one using hearing aids.
Right, so true.
Right, so sending just reminders here and there, and asking your child as well, too, to make sure that they're not having difficulty in the classroom.
There you go. Okay. Yeah, especially like you were saying, yes, that fan, the heaters, and things like that do make that background noise. that does
Right.
make it harder for them to be able to pay attention, and they end up losing the attention span. Yeah, but yeah, thank you for the information that you're giving us regarding this. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. Any other questions?
Lydia, this is Carrie, and Allie had chatted to point to the group that typically the hearing itinerant or audiologist will also step in and make sure that the teacher has the tools that they need and the knowledge to work with that student.
Oh, perfect. Thank you, Allie, for bringing that up.
All right, we can move on to the post-test, please.
Okay. Question number 1. You can wash a mold with warm soap, water, and soap. True or false?
Okay, question 2.
Question 2. Hearing aid batteries are safe if swallowed. True or false?
Okay, Anita, I saw your comment. Question 3.
Question 3. Simple solutions such as rugs, curtains, and cushions can allow for a better listening environment. True or false?
Okay, question 4.
A quieter home consists of A, having TV on full blast, B, buying quiet toys, C, limiting the number of noises going on at one time, or D, both B and C.
All right, wonderful. Thank you, everyone. I'm going to go ahead and pause the recording.
Eva, I think you're first.
Good evening. This is a presentation on activities and camps for children with hearing loss, presented by Melissa Asbury, Parent Guide, and Eva Civic as Parent Guide with Illinois Guide by your side. The first camp that we found was Camp Lions of Illinois. They are there for children who are blind and have low vision and deaf as well as hard of hearing use. Camp Lions has been around for almost 60 years. They'll be celebrating 60 years of fun and friendship in 2017. They offer 4 different week-long sessions during the summer in 3 different locations. Camp Henry Horner serves blind, low vision, and deaf and hard of hearing kiddos. That camp is located in Ingleside, Illinois. East Bay Camp has a week for just blind and low vision kiddos and another separate week for deaf and hard of hearing kiddos. Both camps are located in Hudson, Illinois. And lastly, Camp Manitowoc is for blind, low vision, and deaf and hard of hearing. That one is located in Benton, Illinois. In order to be eligible to attend Camp Lions, campers must be between the ages of 7 and 17. They must be independent in all their personal and hygiene care. One-on-one care is not provided by the camp counselors or the staff. Being independently ambulatory around the campsite and activity areas is very important as well. But if your child does require some assistance, the the counselor to camper ratio is 1:4. So there is actually someone there that is with the kiddos 24/7. The kids do have to be able to cognitively understand and follow instructions from the staff. The camp is completely free, but the camp does ask that you, if possible, send $15 per child for spending money. They do go out into the community. There is a gift shop, and then they also have a T-shirt and a group photo that they come home with. For more information, their website is lionsofillinoisfoundation.org.
Alexander Graham Bell Montessori School is held, sponsors a huge speech camp that is held at the Alexander Graham Bell Montessori School. This camp is available for the whole family, including young children and siblings. This camp helps you brush up or learn new skills about huge speech. It's a place for you to visit new and old friends. It is also a bilingual environment as far as cueing and speaking, and they also have child care available for children under the age of 3.
The American Hearing Impaired Hockey Association offers Tony Granado's Summer Hockey Camp. The 2016 session will be June 10th to June 17th of 2017. In order to attend this camp, your child must be a member of USA Hockey and be participating in an organized hockey program in order to attend. They do take kids from the beginning level through the college adult level. There are no fees to attend the camp, but you are responsible for your meals, travel, and lodging. Transportation is provided between the hosting hotel in Downers Grove and the Ice Arena in Woodridge. And more info can be found at usadeafhockey.org.
Next is the Illinois School for the Deaf. They offer 3 camps every summer. The 3 camps are for, the first camp is for sports camp, which is for children in grades 5 through 8. At this camp, they will spend a week at ISD learning new sports or games every day. Campers will spend morning and afternoons receiving specific skill instruction and participating in an activity. Various recreational activities will be offered during the evening. The next camp is a creative arts camp for children in grades 3 through 6. During the day, they will be taught a dance routine and create a mixed media art project and learn how to develop designs on a computer and participate in ASL expression activities. And then they will also have different activities during the evening. And last but not least is their STEM camp, which is for children in grades 9 through 12. STEM camp provides children who are deaf and hard of hearing the opportunity to enhance their proficiency in science, technology, engineering, and arts and mathematics through team and individual challenges. They will participate in practicing effective communication and socialization with collaborating with their peers to accomplish their STEM tasks. And to find any of the information on these camps at ISD, you can go to the website at www.illinoisdeaf.org.
The next activity I found was the Deaf Can Do It Community Service Day. That is usually held each year in the month of May. It is a statewide event. Deaf Can Do It is organized locally by different organizations as well as different schools in the community. Also, the Illinois Service Resource Center sponsors 2 parent cafes at various schools in the area that have a deaf and hard of hearing program. 2 of the cafes are Family Reading Night and Family Game Night, which is held in the spring. The Family Reading Night is held in the fall, and you can connect to certain parent facilitators depending on which area the school is in, and they can let you know when those events are happening. And more info can be found on the Illinois Service Resource Center's website, isrc.us.
Next is Tiger Days. This event is also held by Illinois School for the Deaf Outreach. This day is provided to give families a day to socialize and network. This is open to all families who have children who are deaf or hard of hearing, and it includes the guardians and siblings. This event is free to the first 100 people who register. Those who register after the first 100 are welcome to come but must pay their own admission. They hold this event in 2 different towns. One is in Peoria, Illinois, and the other one is in Bentonville, Illinois.
The next program and summer camps we have is sponsored by the Chicago Park District. They have programs and events geared especially for the deaf and hard of hearing kids as well as adults. Most of the events that I looked up are held at Corner Park, which is located at 2741 West Montrose Avenue, so near the north side of the city. Certain classes and events do have a small fee attached to them. Depending on when you go on the website, a couple of the classes were kind of like there was a waiting list for some, but there were also some that they did not have enough participants to get it started yet, but they were so just delaying it for a while. They also do have different events coming up, such as the Family Bowling, which is November 20th, and that is at Diversity River Bowl. Winter Wonderland Zoo Lights is going to be happening December 18th. And then for any other information and programs, you can go to chicagoparkdistrict.com.
And the next place where we found events for children and families who are deaf or hard of hearing is Illinois Hands and Voices. Illinois Hands and Voices holds events called Family Fun Days. They try to hold these events throughout different times throughout the year. If you are a member, your admission is free. If you are not a member, there's usually at least a $10 fee to participate in those events. They are held all throughout the United States. Sorry, that's a typo on my part. They are held all throughout Illinois and are great opportunities for families to get together and resource with each other and communicate.
Did I have this one? I'm sorry. This one is the Illinois Deaf Campers Organization. They do host, I believe, at least 2 events. The one that was held this past January during the winter was the Beat the Winter Blues. That was held in the sort of like the southwest side of Chicago, so near about 65th and I believe it was Pulaski. So that is a event that you need to register for. Adults are $10, kids 12 to 17 or 8, and anyone under 11, the cost is $5 for it if you get in by the early bird registration time. So they do have games, crafts, social times, and I believe there is also one event in the fall, but I could not find information on it. And if anyone needs any information on that, I believe they can go to, I'm sorry, I don't see where that info is, but I believe our parent guide, Anita, is in charge of that. Okay, post-test questions. Number 1, Alexander Graham Bell Montessori School sponsors a cued speech camp, true or false?
Question 2.
All camps allow siblings and family members to attend, true or false?
Question 3.
The fee for an Illinois Hands and Voices Family Fun Day is $10 unless you are a member, true or false?
Okay, last question 4.
To attend Camp Lions, parents must pay A, $50, B, it's free, parents pay nothing, C, $100, D, $25, or E, none of the above.
Okay, Jacqueline, do you just want to take a quick look at what you answered? Okay, never mind, you fixed it.